welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. To all returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Let me see if I need a light. Actually, I don't think I need a light. Hey guys, it's been a minute. How are you? How have you been? Hope you're good. Hope all is well. Let me close these doors. So yeah, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for more content. I am back to dropping content once a week. I've been hearing people tell me that they're not getting notifications, so you may have to unsubscribe and then subscribe again and then hit the notification bell. Every week I'm dropping something different, whether it's a food vlog, discussion vlog, real estate type of vlog, something, you're gonna get it. So once a week. I think my day right now is Fridays, so yeah. But anyways, so every time I do a discussion video, it's always like a large gap in between, so it feels weird. I have to like get used to looking at the camera again. But I'm wanting to, I don't know if you guys heard, if you heard the news, if you've seen the post, if you've seen my IG, if you were on my live, I'm officially a real estate agent for the state of Texas. Yay! So I want to thank everybody who supported me, who watched my videos, who gave encouragement, who saw me having mini breakdowns, crying, quitting, starting again, trying again. You know, it was definitely a journey. But I'm here, and even with being here, I'm still having to build. I'm now setting up shop. So it's really a process. I don't think that people really understand that starting a business takes a lot of effort, time, work, and money. So I can talk about that in a separate video, but I want to get to the space where, you know, I always have moments where I'm like, I should do a video about this. I should do a video talking about this. And I don't, because I feel like, oh, maybe I need to do my hair. Maybe I need to do my makeup. Maybe I need to make sure I look pretty on camera. Like, I really have moments where I feel I don't look good enough, or, you know, it's really like vain, but you know, people look at you and they judge you, unfortunately, based on how you look. So, but I'm just getting to the space where it's like, I don't care. Like, these are things that come to me, they're on me, they, you know, cross my heart, and I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice by not coming on camera and talking about them as it comes to me, because then when I do plan on doing it, when I do feel like doing my makeup or my hair and getting in front of the camera, like, the moment passed. Like, everything that I had at that time, it passes, and I don't have it anymore. I don't have it in me to give. So, you know, and that's really crappy, but it is what it is. It's like sometimes when things come to you, you have to talk about it in that very moment. And I think maybe I need to start doing that, you know, to capture where my mind is at that moment, because I let time go by and then I don't have it anymore. I don't have it to give the way I was going to initially. So right now I have it. So I wanted to come on here and do this video. Basically, I haven't even decided how I'm gonna like, what I'm gonna even title it as. Hold on a second, it's back. I wanted to come on here and talk about this while it's fresh. And I think that, like I said all that to say, I need to start coming on here and talking about things when it's fresh in my mind. Yeah, so this video was inspired by a couple of conversations that I've had recently, one with my brother, one with my daughter, and one with someone that I actually went to junior high school with. I don't even know if he's gonna see this video, but I wanted to talk about, Jordan gave me she said the sentence perfectly. She was saying basically, she is the author of her own story, meaning her own life. And I want to talk about that. So what basically brought these thoughts onto me is that, first of all, I talked to my brother, and we were talking about things that happened in our childhood and stuff like that. And he was just telling me how he finally decided to take control of his life. You know, he's now a sheriff, so yay, happy for him. And stop. And what the road it took to get there, the road it took for him to realize that he had to take control of his life and situation, right? Same thing for my daughter. You know, she's now 21, so she's now seeing a lot of things through adult eyes. And seeing things through adult eyes isn't always pretty, right? As a kid, everything is like wrapped up in a bow, like, because you don't see the real, you don't see the truth, you don't see what is. And now that she's older, she's seeing things like through her own adult eyes, and she's like mind blown. So a lot of the things now, because you know, she loves to think that I'm like this tough, you know, she thinks I'm like the strongest person that ever walked the face of this earth, and she thinks that I'm just so, you know, set in my ways and stubborn and all this and all that. And you know, I had to explain to her, if I wasn't like that, baby, we wouldn't have made it. Like, if I wasn't a fighter, if I wasn't the kind of person that gave up easily, if I wasn't the kind of person that, you know, you guys see me quit school a few times because, again, I have that disability issue. So I now know what it is. So it was easier for me to say I don't care anymore because I know what the problem is. But the fighter in me was like, I have to keep trying. I have to keep trying. I can't live with myself if I don't give my all, right? And that has been my mentality with everything. So now Jordan being 21, in school, on her own, you know, she's now seeing like, how did you do it? How did you do it having a baby at this age? How are you in your own apartment and paying a car note and having a baby and dealing with baby daddy drama and not having support and all this? And I'm like, and she's like, I don't think I could have done that. And I was like, yeah, it ain't for the weak. It's not meant for the weak. Like, you would be surprised the strength that you have when you have to have it, right? And I explained to her, like, the bullheadedness, the stubbornness, you know, me being a bitch, like, you know, all this. If I wasn't like that, if I didn't take control of my situation, we would not be here, right? I'm like, and she was like, you're right. She was like, it's like, literally, as children, we are victims, right? As children, we have no control how we got here. We have no control what parents we were born to. We have no control over our living circumstance. We have no control over anything that happens to us. So that makes us victims because we have no control, right? So once you get to a place where you do have control, are you still a victim? You are a victim of the circumstance of what happened to you in the past, right? That's no doubt. No one's taking that from anybody. That is what it is. We have all been victims at a point of time, right? But how long are we allowed to carry that victimization? How long can we use what happened to us as the excuse of why we're not doing what we need to now, right? So I was telling her, you know, as a child, I was a victim because I didn't ask to be born to the parents I had. I didn't ask to be born or to be raised by abusive grandparents. I didn't ask to grow up in an area where, you know, was poverty stricken. I didn't ask for none of this. So all of this was out of my control as a child, right? So once I got a little older and I'm gonna say maybe about 18, I became very rebellious because at that point in my mind, oh, I'm grown. I'm grown now. You can't do shit to me. You can't tell me nothing. And I carried that for a long time. I carried that maybe probably for a cool 10 years. I carried it because that was my way of protecting myself, right? You can't tell me what to do no more. You can't control me no more. I do what I want to do. And I was carrying that victim mentality for a long, well, this happened to me. Well, you know, this is the situation I was put in. Well, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. And I mean, that's reality. It's not a matter of making it up. It's fact. But with that being the case, I wish I would have went to therapy earlier in life. I just didn't have the resources. But I feel like we sit in our own misery due to the things that happen to us a lot of times. And that was something that I did for a long time. And I was telling Jordan, to people who decide to take control of their own narrative, their own story, you get to a certain pivotal point in life where something happens. There's like a light that goes off. There's something that happens where you decide, this is it. Okay. For me, mine was when I decided to move to Texas. Now, I have had so many people contact me and ask for my views and advice, and I am so grateful. Like, I'm like, me? Little old me? Like, ugh. Do you really want my advice? You know, y'all hear that in my throat? Hold on. Child, not my phone so full that I had to clear it out so I could keep recording. So bad. Okay, anyway, so my point, where was I at? So as I was saying, my moment was when I decided to move to Texas, right? That was my moment of when I said, I gotta take control. I have to take it. Like, at this point, no one is coming to save you, Carlotta. There's nobody who has come to save you. I was 26 years old. And that's the thing, like, please do not think that I'm trying to I don't even try to be convincing people to move to Texas. Like, I literally don't. I literally just give you my points of views, my opinions, my thoughts, and I say, I'm here to support you in whatever way I can, whatever you decide to do. If I was sitting here in, I don't know, New Zealand, I would still be sitting here having these conversations because it was my journey. It has nothing to do with the fact that I landed in Dallas. I always knew I wanted to be here, but don't get it twisted. If I had to move again and do it again, I could. You know, do I want to? No, but if I had to, I know that I could. But anyway, so I feel like my moment of where I decided to stop being a victim and to take control of my life was when I decided to move to Texas. There was a string of events that happened up until where I was like, I'm done. I can't take it no more. But like I was telling Jordan, even in doing that, shit wasn't easy. Just because we moved here, it didn't get easier. Oh no, to the contrary. It became harder because what I did was I went against the grain. As I explained to her, generational trauma and curses are real, right? So I was born into a circumstance where I was destined to be nothing and a failure, okay? Then I had her at a young age, you know, with no stability, no structure, no real support. So in that's the circumstances she was born into, which was not very promising as well. I explained to her, being born to a drug addicted, you know, mentally ill mother, don't even know that I didn't even my father. What was I supposed to be in life? What was I supposed to be? You know, and I carried that with me for a long, long time. I'm not supposed to be anything because my own mother, abandoned me. My own father don't even know I'm probably here. So why would I expect any love or respect from a man? You know, the parents that I do have resent me because they kept me from going into the system, but now here they are having to raise me and my sister, you know, and she's handicapped. So I'm not getting any type of attention, and the attention I do get is full on negative and telling me I'm gonna be like my mother who is in the streets being a crackhead, right? How do you have any type of like positive image of yourself or of your circumstance, your situation? How do you literally be a kid who is being beat down like this every day? You're not gonna be shit. 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 And say, oh, I'm gonna be a lawyer. It's not like, it don't work like that, you know? And I'm smiling because I now see so much that I didn't see before, and I've done the work to heal from all of this. So I say that to say, when I decided to leave California, I set it off. I literally surprised everybody with my decision. You know, even Candace tells me, because at the time me and Candace we broke up. We were not friends at the time. And when she did hear from me again, I was already in Texas. So she said she would have came with me if we were still cool at the time. But everybody was shocked that I did it because I was not supposed to be a person who did something like that. I was not supposed to be that person. I was supposed to literally stay where I was and just be a victim of circumstance for the rest of my life probably. But I chose to change the narrative to my story. I chose to become my own author. Whatever was written for me prior, I chose to erase that. I chose to rewrite my own story, my own destiny, and whatever happened, I was cool with that outcome because guess what? I was in control. So like I told Jordan, you know, you see where we are now with adult eyes, but imagine if you saw with those adult eyes what we were going through in those times. And I did the best that I could as a single mom by myself, you know, just trying to figure it out. I literally was just blindly walking and just hoping that my vision would prevail because I had the vision of what I wanted for my life. And I think that that is what differs me from a lot of people. Whereas, you know, sorry, my chin itching. I had the vision. Okay. Now the only problem is how do I make that vision happen? And I truly did not know. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anyone to get advice from or who to talk to. So I was just blindly walking with a kid in tow. So, I feel like, so, you know, my brother talking to me yesterday and Jordan talking to me today, and they're both basically telling me how they saw me do things, and by them seeing me do things, it made them see what they needed to do for themselves. They saw me take control. They saw me literally leave everything that we knew for a place that was for the unknown. And the unknown is scary, right? The unknown is scary, but what's even more scarier to me is never knowing at all. I don't like to live in the wondering what could have been, right? And so I am getting a call from someone I went to junior high school with, and he was asking me about Texas, you know, what is it like and how is it here and yada yada. So I just basically started talking to him because I haven't seen him since I was like 18. And as I'm talking to him, I'm just really thinking like, I never thought I would be in a position or a place where I had people who've known me over 20 years? Shoot, longer because Jordan's 21. Longer than 20 years, would ask me for advice on, you know, changing their life situation. And I'm humbled, like so humbled, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like it means that people have watched my journey and they respect how I got to where I am, right? Like like I was telling Jordan, it's a true started from the bottom story. My situation is completely started from the bottom. Now we here, you know? And I just try to do my best to help people understand that you have control. You have control of your life. It don't feel like you do. It may not, but once you turn over 18, I don't care what anyone says. By law, you have control. There's always options. There's always solutions. It may not be what you think. It may not be what you want, but there's always an option, always a solution, right? A lot of people want to get out of situations that they're in, but they don't know how. They don't know where to start. They're afraid of what could happen. They're okay. My thing is, what if you lose the job where you at now? What if the people that you stay with lose their job? There's always something that can happen. And like I was telling my old classmate, I said, well, if you left California, you're not banned. You can go back. You can move somewhere here, Atlanta, you know, Timbuktu. You can do whatever you want. If you don't like it, you can go back. It's just that simple. And maybe moving is not for you. That's okay. That's cool, you know? But what I say to that is, whatever you think you want to do, whatever you have a desire for, but you're afraid or you don't know how, you have the control to make it happen. So something I thought about recently that kind of blew my mind. I remember I used to say, I think it's so cool for people when they say, oh, I'm in my bed working on my laptop doing a little work. So I used to always think that that was such a cool thought and concept because I always had a corporate job, never had my laptop, never had anything I could work on at home at night, right? And now I do. I realize I do. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a travel vlogger. I'm a food vlogger. I literally became a real estate agent. Like, so now I'm in bed the other night editing this video of the place I just went to, the Kitchen and Cocktails. So I'm laying in my bed and I'm like, I literally am doing what I have always thought about doing and never knew how to do it. I never knew how to get to that place of saying, oh, I just want to work in my bed and, you know, wake up and have coffee and work on my laptop a little bit. I never knew how to go about getting a kind of job like that. And there I was doing exactly what I've always dreamt of. Now I'm tired because I'm like, I always got videos to edit. But, you know, so it's like, be careful what you ask for. Be careful because you might get it. And when you get it, you're not going to realize that you've been asking for this, you know? So you have to be careful of the things that you wish for and ask because you might end up with it. So there's Diesel. So, I decided to take control of my life. I decided to be the author. People don't have to like how you write your story. They don't have to like the decisions that you make. They don't have to like how you decide to move. Not move like out of state, but move with your life. They don't have to understand it. It's your choice. It's your decision. It's your life. And I feel like we're so, you know, consumed with thinking about what others are going to think of us. What you eat don't make me shit. So whatever you want to do, whatever you're thinking about doing, you need to find a way to do it. We're all here on borrowed time. Tomorrow is not promised. And more each day now. I think with the panini happening that more and more people are taking control of their lives. They're like, no, like tomorrow is not promised. Like, don't hold off what you can do. If you want to do something, do it. Like my cousin who moved to London. She moved to London by herself. Like, that's boss shit. And going out there and seeing how she's made friends and how she learned her way around. She was like, yeah, I got lost going here, traveling there. But I had to learn. Like, I got on my phone and I just Googled and, you know, yada, yada, and I learned. You would be surprised what you can do if you just step out there. If you want to change your career, change it. Find a way. Go back to school. Learn a trade. Network. You are not stuck anywhere that you don't want to be. The only time that you are stuck is if you are under 18 and you're not able. But once you're of legal age, you're able. Now, there's different circumstances. I guess now, based on things I've seen, people that I've seen, you know, I'm very adamant on believing that no one has control over you the way you do. Everything is temporary, so there's no situation that you're stuck. You're not stuck. If you are, it's only temporary. But in that time, make a plan. But, you know, I just was thinking about this and, you know, I'm gonna ask you, what do you want to do? What is something that you want to do? What's stopping you? What's holding you back? What's making you feel like I can't do this? There are a lot of different life circumstances, and I totally understand that. You know, everybody just can't get up and go. I respect that. I understand that. So I'm not one of these people that's like, you know, very closed-minded to the situation. Like, I know there's a lot of situations, but in that situation, is there anything that you could do to get you out of that situation, to be in a situation where you want to be? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 15 years? Like, I just remember a time where I was always feeling sorry for myself. I always was like, this is just not fair. Like, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? And I do still have those moments. Like, just because you learn healing and healthy ways of coping does not mean that you still don't have that little bit in you that feels a type of way. So I have my moments even still. That's probably gonna be a lifetime thing, but I always have to remind myself, Carlotta, you're in control. Don't nobody have control over you. You can do whatever you wanna do. Like right now, if I want to quit my job and take my 401k and go travel the world for a year plus, just traveling, I could. I'm grateful to say that I'm in that position now. Whereas before, there was a time that I wasn't. So everybody's situation is different. Nobody's perfect. None of us asked for this shit. None of us asked to be here. Like, none of us asked to be in this situation. And you know, I recognize that a lot of people are suffering from hardships and depression and, you know, this inflation, like everything, just the cost, everything, breathing is costing too much now. Like everything, it's so hard. It's so hard and it's so discouraging because you do feel like you're stuck. You do feel like, well, I can't do this because I don't have the money. I can't do this because this is too expensive. I can't leave my job. I can't do this. I have kids. You know, it's always something. And I understand that. But if you could, what would you do? Like, if everything fell down right now, what would you do? What would it take for you to live for you? We all deserve to live for us. And that's what Jordan said. She said, I realize now you're more so living for you. And she said, I can see now that for the longest time you weren't able to live. Like you had me, you had to. And I said, even right now, Jordan, I am 41 years old and I'm still grinding. Still, right now, I am still grinding. I just finished school for the second stint. I'm now trying to build a business while working full time, while being a wife and a mom to a little kid that I didn't. So it don't ever end, right? It don't ever end. But what can I fit into there that's for me? Like for instance, I'm going to Houston for a weekend because I told Charles, I was like, I want to go out there. I want to vlog some places. I want to vlog a couple of houses. I want to go see, you know, I want to go hang out. I want to go do something for me because he about to go to the DR for a week and AJ's going to be out of school for spring break for a week. So that's 2 weeks that I got with AJ by myself. So I told Charles, like, no, I need to go do this so I can have me a me break. You have to still take care of you. Even with life and its circumstances, and it seems hard, but something that I didn't know how to do back then. I didn't know how to make me a priority. I didn't know how. I wasn't given the tools and resources to know how to make myself a priority. I feel like now we have more resources. We have like IG wasn't around then and motivational pages, all that shit went out 10, 15 years ago. So MySpace wasn't about motivating you, you know, and I feel like now we have more open opportunity and we have more open dialogue where we're talking about these kind of things. Like we're talking about it. So, you know, I even look on my single mom videos. I'm like, I have so many views on there and so many women relate. So I am not that far removed where I don't understand. I know shit gets hard. I know how hard it is and how, you know, you look up and you like, how did I get here? How did this end up being my reality? Like, I understand how that happens because I have done it several times in my life. But also in that, I decided I don't want to be in this situation no more. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And where do you see yourself in 10 years, Carlotta? Where do you see yourself? Honestly, did not think that I would be a real estate agent. I did not think, honestly thought I would still be in my old job. I feel like I didn't even have the luxury of being able to see that far ahead in my life. I didn't have that luxury. I couldn't even be able to dream what my life would be in 5 years. let alone 10. I didn't, you know, that's why I tell Jordan now, like, I'm so sorry I didn't have a college fund put up for you, because I was just trying to survive. I was just trying to make sure that we had a bed to sleep in. So I couldn't do the natural planning that you're supposed to with a kid. I did not have any of those resources, or, you know, I didn't have any of that shit. Like, I was just winging it. I was just winging it. And thankfully I taught her a lot, because it seems like she's getting it, you know? But I'm like, I was raising you while still raising myself. And that was not easy. I was raising you and fighting my own demons at the same damn time. And that was not easy, you know? So I'm in therapy, and I think for me, therapy is an ongoing thing, because there's so many layers to this onion. Like layers to an onion, you know? I feel like now I'm able to speak and give insight to a lot of maybe people who didn't have that, And, you know, just talking to my old classmate, me telling him about, you know, what it's like here, how it looks here. Like, he can't even fathom that there's a Six Flags here. He's like, wait, y'all have a Chipotle? Like, oh, us LA people, that's another video in itself. The small-minded mentality that LA people have, because we were all taught that LA is the cream of the crop, baby. It is the alpha and the omega. There is nothing else. So to think beyond it, something wrong with you. What's wrong with you where you want more than this? This is everything. But I didn't live in Bel Air. I didn't live in Homey Hills. I was off 84th and Hoover, 70th in Vermont. So I don't know that life. I don't know this life that we were told to believe that was the greatest thing on earth. So yeah, I just feel like I guess that's my problem. I want everybody to have it all. I wanna, come on, let me bring you with me. Come on, let me show you how to do. I'll show you how to do this, son, you know? And it's like, you have to understand that everybody may not, you know, want that, but there are a lot of people that do. There are a lot of people out there who do want more. They just don't know how to get it. They do not know where to begin. They do not have a blueprint. They do not have guidance. They do not have somebody telling them, this is what you need to do and how you need to get there. That's why I end up wanting to sell houses, because my experience was it was different, you know, and I didn't have the best experience with the process. I had to self-learn a lot of shit. And I want to help people, you know, and show them how to do it and put them on and stuff. But yeah, I feel like so many of us have been told to just accept what we've been given, just to accept that what we have is enough. I was never content with what I had. I was never content with what I had been given. I always wanted more, and I still want more, and I'm not afraid to go out there and work for that shit. Like, I'm a very hard worker, and like I told my daughter, if I wasn't that, baby, we would be still on 84th and Hoover right now. Diesel, stop snoring. So I just feel like whatever you want to do your best and find a way to do it. Whatever that is, changing careers, moving somewhere else, starting a business. You know, if you have some talent, and then I got on my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law can do makeup, nails, all that shit. I'm like, why don't you have a business doing this? She's just like, I don't know. Stop wasting your talent. If you have talent, use it. Because baby, if I could do makeup and if I could do nails, you cannot be snoring, Diesel. So yeah, I just feel like, you know, stop wasting talent. If you have a talent and you know that you have a talent, believe in your product. Market yourself. Like, I'm telling y'all about to be seeing me post all this stuff on IG. I'm trying to, you know, be more on TikTok. But it's hard and it's draining. And sometimes you get discouraged because you're just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm having my moment. I'm like, okay, now that I'm here, now what? But I have to try. I have to keep going. I have to believe in myself. I have to believe in my potential. I had others who didn't even know me believe in my potential. So I can't just give up now, you know? So I say that to you. Whatever you feel like you want to do, find a way to do it. Find a way. It don't gotta happen tomorrow, but make a plan. Make a plan and execute it. If you have a talent, find a way to showcase that talent. We have to stop thinking that tomorrow is forever, because it's not. To all that I have inspired or helped or given, and you know, I am so grateful. I realize maybe I am a vessel. You know, maybe I'm a vessel. Maybe I did go through a lot of things to be able to share with people, to give them hope and let them know that they can do it too. I am not perfect. I struggle. I have my moments. You know, I'm definitely not one of these people who come on here and try to act like shit is all gravy, because it's not. Like, I have my struggles too. And, you know, I'm grateful that I'm brave enough to show those insecurities. Like, it's hard to always come on camera and have to be on. That is not reality. It is not. It's okay to not always be okay. It's okay to not always be on. I am not a pretender. I can't even live my life like that. Y'all gonna see me on here like, you know, feeling a kind of way, and you know, I mean, I'm human too, you know, and we have to stop thinking that we can stop putting off tomorrow what you can do today. And I know it may be hard. I know it may be discouraging. You know, we all struggling right now. Like, even celebrities, we all struggling right now. Okay, eggs is like $50. Diesel. I don't know why you came in here. Whatever you want to do, find a way to do it. Whatever you want to do, stop letting whatever the reason is stop you. We only have one life to live. We only have one chance to get it right. Change is possible, and change is scary. But what's scarier is never trying. What's scarier is never knowing. Do not live your life based on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Don't look up 10 years from now and be like, damn, if I would have just did this, I could have been here now. Find a way, find that strength, find that motivation, and get it done. Your future self will thank you. Totally did not write a script today, so if I'm all over the place, forgive me. This was just on my heart. I feel like maybe one person out there might need to hear this. But with that said, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me your thoughts. How do you feel? Whatever. And I shall talk to you guys on the next video. Talk to you later. Mwah.